I'm going to ask ChatGPT to help me write a 5-page paper on the Boston Tea Party, just a subject that you might have in school, and let's see how well it does in helping me do this. So I've got a Word doc up, so we can do word count, and we can do page count, and we can double space it and all that stuff. I'm going to prompt the chat. I'm going to say, hey, can you help me write this 5-page essay? I'm going to see what it does. It should hopefully not start giving me all of the content right now, and right now it's giving me an outline, so we're going to start with that, and we're actually going to provide a hot take in our essay. It's going to be like an opinion-driven essay. We're going to say like why the Boston Tea Party was bad. So that's the way we're going to write this. I set everything up to be 12 size font, Times New Roman, double spaced, and Word. So I gave it my prompt with the idea about the opinion and which angle we're kind of going to go with it. And so it's already outputting why it was bad. So it said, so the event was illegal and resulted in destruction of property. And then there were further strained relations between the colonies in Great Britain. So this is definitely a great case for why it was really bad. So I'm going to open OpenAI Playground, and then I'm going to feed it the prompt. I'm going to say, hey, can you help me write a 1250 page, sorry, I said, page, I meant word, paper about why the Boston Tea Party wasn't the best idea. Use this information to help develop this writing. And then I copied and pasted what came from ChatGPT. So we have something going on here, and we hit submit for the second time, and it looks like the chat has almost hit its end here. We got rate limited, so we're going to wait here for just a second to kind of proofread through this. And then we're going to start taking some of it into our Word document to format that. Now, if you're thinking about plagiarism or the detection of ChatGPT, I'm going to show you how to get through that here at the end of the video. So keep watching, and we're going to talk about that here at the end. So I wouldn't really worry about that. Also, we're going to make this your own. We are going to write this out and format this and change it so that way it is what you created. So I'm going to do a little bit of modification through here. We're going to change some words, scope some things out, and then we're going to ask for an expansion of some of this text. So we're going to send some of the text back into the AI, and we're going to ask it to, can you blow this up? Can you take this idea and then make this 3 paragraphs instead of 4 to kind of format our structure? But right now we have this good introduction, and then we went straight to a conclusion. And so this is just a 1 page. So we need to, we're going to think about, okay, we have the conclusion here, and then we have the intro here, and we're going to fit things in the middle. So what we're going to do is we're going to run ChatGPT a couple more times with this. Probably going to expand the intro a little bit, but we're going to try to throw some meat and potatoes into pages 2, 3, and 4, and then make page 5 the conclusion, and that's going to be how we sort of lay this out. So I just threw another prompt in ChatGPT. I said, hey, can you expand this idea to 4 paragraphs and talk about the economic implications for common people that would have resulted at the time due to the Boston Tea Party? So we're going to take the middle of this paper, and we're going to expand to a economic angle of how this is all playing out, and that's one of the things that we're going to say is bad. We're not going to in the paper say, well, they shouldn't have done that, but we're going to be but the economic implications, because they pissed off the merchants, that is the negative effect here that we're saying that's why it wasn't the best idea. So that's how we're going to kind of form the paper here. So we got 2 paragraphs, and so we're heading towards the right direction. And so here we're going to take this, copy and paste it in. We're going to look at it, proofread it. Cool. So I set a prompt, and I asked the conclusion to be 4 paragraphs. And then I said, can you highlight some other methods that the colonists might have taken or used to create the same effect, but not in the same way? So we're actually in conclusion suggesting different courses of action for history for the purpose of this essay. So we are going to get this expanded version out of the chat, and great. So we're going to see what ideas it comes up with, and then we're going to take those to the Word document. Then we're going to work on a little bit of the formatting there. We're looking at about 3 pages right now, and we've got 669 words. The big thing here is when you're prompting and then you're injecting the ideas and you're saying, hey, can we kind of write it like this? And then you're doing some editing. This is where I think that this is ultimately, you are writing the essay. You are providing the prompts, you are gathering the text, you are reforming the text, and you are presenting your ideas with text. You are just getting a super leg up to use the AI. Now, some professors may disagree with me on that, but that is what's happening here. So then in the middle, I wanted to highlight like 3 paragraphs specifically on how colonial families and workers may have suffered in terms of like loss of employment and the fallout of where Great Britain got upset about that action. So we're going to get those 3 paragraphs, and they're going to kind of go in the middle here whenever they come out. We're going to right here. We're gonna put that right in here. So right here, it talks about merchants, employment, wealth, and it kind of focuses on the merchants, but then I want to take a turn and be like, well, forget about the merchants. Let's talk about the average colonial family and how that impacted them. So we're talking about, let's see here. This could have had a particularly negative impact to those who are already struggling financially, increase of prices. Let's regenerate this response. I want a different one. I felt like that one was a little bit too echoey, and then we're gonna see where this goes. So I want to expand the conclusion, just fill out the last page, because we're at 5 pages now, and it's only been like 6 minutes that I've been at this. So we're gonna say, okay, we're gonna expand this idea out. So I gave it as a starter. I said, hey, could you expand this to be 3 paragraphs? And then I say, can you make it strongly worded? One cool thing is that you can say, hey, can you change the tonality of the wording? And that can add to a more like vibrant writing style, if you will. So I'm going through here and I'm indenting paragraphs and formatting, which may be a little bit premature of me, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start to take this text, because we have a decent enough format. I'm going to take this and I'm going to go over to this Plagiarism Checker by Grammarly, and I'm going to put this in and scan for plagiarism. So because ChatGPT and OpenAI, they have access to this copy of like the entire internet pre-2021, it is possible that they are pulling some pieces about historical events specifically, or just anything from that they're pulling this from already existing written text. So what we're going to want to do is, now that we have some plagiarism found, we have some grammar and spelling and conciseness issues. So we are going to go back, and this is normal. We're going to want to look at this, and we're going to want to change this around, and then probably feed it back into the AI and say, hey, can you create a remade copy of this? I want to change some of this. We're going to change some of the wording in here so that becomes more of our wording from our actual writing, so that way the AI can take that text and then format it out to be the same way. So I'm copying and pasting the entire survey into OpenAI Playground, and we are going to say, for the initial prompt, can you rewrite this entire essay with stronger and more dynamic wording? Keep the word count, the same word count, or higher. So let's see what it outputs here. Hopeful that it's going to come with just a different version and structure of pretty much the same set of ideas. So I think this is a little bit short, so we might have to throw this back through the AI a couple times, because I'm pretty sure that this is not even close to what we provided. Yeah, because our I think we got 1,300 words now, so we're going to ask for this, and what we'll do is we'll add an additional prompt here. We'll say like, make sure to produce at minimum 1,550 words. And sometimes it listens, sometimes it doesn't. One thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to turn up some of these right here. And what these guys do on the side is they tweak the output of the AI, and some of these things are interesting, right? So like, there are different options that it considers when it's creating text, and it has a frequency of words that it uses, so you can actually penalize the repetition of certain ideas, which was one thing that I did notice when I was editing. So let's take that. That's too short. Let's run this again. We're going to turn the frequency penalty up, presence penalty, and best of. And the maximum length is good. We might want to run that through again. Now we could change this if we wanted to, but I think we're good with text DaVinci 03. So we're going to just kind of wait, run this a couple times, and then see where this goes. I just scanned the first 2 paragraphs of the new output for plagiarism, no plagiarism found, so we're doing good. So I'm probably going to take that in. So I just took the output that I had. I'm following the same process of kind of taking the information, washing it, adding some ideas, getting some stuff from chat, getting some stuff from the playground, and then putting it in here. So one thing that keeps coming up is it keeps using the term After Effects, so I've been changing that. And overall, we are getting to a pretty good point here. So we have about 4 pages, and if this process ran a couple more times, we would have a 5-page essay. So obviously, there's a lot of sort of more of an editor role that comes into writing instead of just writing and just jamming things out. If you wanted to go and get your sources and then put them in a proper sourcing format and add them in there too, if this was like a research paper for this, is kind of you may not, I don't know, you may cite some of your sources, right? If you had them, if you wanted to bring those in, you could kind of follow the same path that I did here with this sort of path. But we have no plagiarism found at this point, and the only thing left for us to do is to take all this and throw it through the GPT-2 detector and see if it will catch this for detection. So let's go ahead and take this. We're all the way up through here, and then let's see what we can get. It's going to predict it, and this is one of the main output tools right now, so it might be something that we need to refresh there, but it looks like it's going to go through all that text, predict it, and we'll see what it comes out with. And we just got our detection back as 99.97% real. And that is also because even though we used the AI to generate it, we did not have 100% AI generation. There is still a lot of human touch on this. And this is just a sort of automated amplification of the text, right? So anyhow, I hope this was helpful. Good luck on your essays. If you write them like this, make sure that your editing is on point and just work through them. But overall, it was about 10 minutes to kind of accomplish that entire process here. So you could go further or later, longer, but we're talking about, maybe hours of creating an essay versus much less time using this method. So I hope this is helpful. Thank you for watching and have a good one.